Today we are going to discuss about question number 4, exercise 11.4, surface area and volume. Observe this question. The diameter of the moon is approximately 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. So first we should be assume what about its solution. Let the diameter of the earth equal to d1. Diameter of the earth equal to d1. So radius of the earth will be the half of the diameter. I am taking this one as r1 equal to d1 by 2. Clear? And what fraction of the volume of the earth is the volume of a moon? We want the fraction, ratio of a volume of the earth to the volume of the moon. So we assume the diameter of the earth is d1, its radius is the d1 by 2, and volume of the earth, I am taking this one as v1 equal to what? Volume is a sphere shape, so its volume will be what? Volume of a sphere, 4/3 pi r1 cube. This is the volume of the earth. Now in the question we are having the diameter of the moon is, we assume the diameter of the earth is d1, then the diameter of the moon is the approximately 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. According to question, what? Diameter of the moon, I am taking this one as d2, and it is the 1/4 of diameter of the earth, d1, 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. Clear? So radius of the moon will be half of this one, and I am taking this radius as r2 equal to d1 by 4 divided of 2, and this can be written as d1 by 8. This is the radius of the moon. Clear? As per question, the question we are having diameter of the moon. Diameter of the moon is what? 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. We assume the diameter of the earth is what? d1. So radius will be what? Half of this one. d1 by 4 divided of 2 will be what? d1 by 8. Clear? So volume of the moon, I am taking this one as v2. Volume of the moon, I am taking this one as v2. What? Volume of the moon, v2 equal to, moon is the shape of sphere, so volume of the moon will be the volume of a sphere, 4/3 pi r cube, and the radius of a moon is what? r2 cube. We required fraction means required ratio, required fraction equal to what? The volume of the earth is volume of the moon. It means volume to moon ratio will be what? Volume of the moon is volume of the moon. Volume of the earth to volume of the moon equal to what? Required ratio. So required ratio equal to v1 upon v2. Volume of the earth is the volume of the moon, to volume of the earth upon volume of the moon equal to what? We obtained already. Volume of the earth is what? 4/3 pi r1 cube divided of 4 upon 3 pi r2 cube. Pi 4 upon 3 to 4 upon 3 cancel, pi to pi cancel. What we are getting? r1 cube divided of r2 cube. But we know well, required ratio I am writing this side, v1 upon v2 will be what? r1 cube upon r2 cube. So r1 is what? Radius of the earth is what? d1 by 2. d1 by 2 whole cube divided of r2 is what? Radius of the moon, this is the d1 by 8. d1 by 8. So it's the whole cube. Solve this one. d1 cube divided of 2 power 3 will be what? 8. Divided of d1 cube divided of 8 power 3. 8 into 8 into 8. Solve this one. We are getting d1 cube divided of 8 into 8 into 8 into 8 divided of d1 cube. d1 cube to d1 cube cancel. 8 1 2 8 1 ja 8 1 ja 8. So what we are getting? Observe again. Required ratio we are calculating. Required ratio, what? Volume of earth is the volume of the moon. So volume of earth to volume of the moon ratio. So v1 equal to what? 4 upon 3 pi r1 cube. 4 upon 3 pi r1 cube and 4 upon 3 pi r2 cube. So r1 cube divided of r2 cube. r1 is what? Radius of the earth, d1 by 2. Clear? And r2 cube is what? Radius of the moon, d1 by 8. So we are solving, we are getting what? This one. 8 8 ja 64 upon 1. So required ratio will be 64 is to 1. This is the what? Required fraction. Once volume of the earth upon volume of the moon, then required ratio is the 64 is to 1. If the ratio fraction is from volume of the moon to volume of the earth, v1 upon v2 is the 64 is to 1. But if it is v2 upon v1, then we are getting 1 is to. So this is the ratio from v1 upon v2. If it is v2 upon v1, then we are getting 1 is to 64. What is the meaning of this one? v2 upon v1. v2 is what? Volume of the moon to volume of the earth. What fraction of the volume of earth is the volume of the moon? We are calculating fraction v1 upon v2 and it is what? 64 upon 1. But, or we can say 64 is to 1. But if the ratio of volume of the, or we can say fraction from volume of the moon to volume of the earth, volume of the moon to volume of the earth will be what? 1 is to 64. So this is the required answer. Simple question. What we are doing in this question? In question we are having one condition. Diameter of the moon is approximately 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. So we are assuming diameter of the earth is what? d1. Its radius it will be what? d1 by 2. So volume will be what? Earth is in a sphere shape. So we will use the volume of the sphere formula. Similarly, diameter of the moon we are assuming d2 and it is given in the question. Diameter of the moon is the 1/4 of the what? Diameter of the earth. So 1/4 of the diameter of the earth. Then we are finding the radius and then volume. Again moon is also in a sphere shape. So we will use the formula of volume of the sphere. And so writing this one 4 upon 3 pi r2 cube. Then required ratio from volume of the earth to moon ratio will be what? 64 is to 1. But volume of the moon to earth ratio will be what? 1 is to 64. This is the required answer. Simple question. I hope you understand this question. That's all about this question. Thank you so much.